Hey traders, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to go over some content. I want to go over some trades that we took over the last month. Very briefly, I'll go over the whole comparison between this month and the month previously. For September and for August, because we ran both of those months, and we did cover some of July as well in the Discord. So I just want to go over through those things and actually be able to share those. Let's look at how the results were. How can we move forward? How can we optimize? And what did we actually do? So here's a brief little thing. I am sharing the weekly charts over into the Discord, where we're getting weekly updates, how we're progressing from support and resistance areas. Let me make a change. Let me make this a little different. Be right back. So here we are going over through the Discord. Let's just start at the top of the month. So around August, let's see, August, September 4th, September 3rd would be the first day of the month on the charts. Let's just go back. So there is the 19th. There is the 13th, 12th. We have a ways to go. We're about halfway through the month. 11th. And this here would be the 26th. So let's keep going. We're at the 30th. We should have a week end, a month end. So last month, we ended with about a 50% win rate. And we had one break-even trade, 25 wins, 24 losses, 50 trades, and we still came out on top. Positive 60 R, and yeah, 50% win rate. So from there, going into the next week, we start on the 4th. We go through and we take some trades. Now, I'm not going to go through and cover all of these. All of these have been covered in the current trades Discord. But aside from that, I will be shifting this focus over into the actual weekly chart announcements, where I can share this with everybody. I want everybody to be able to take value from this, and all of us be able to multiply, capitalize. So we do go through a bit of losses as we actually go through and take our trades. Let's just see where we go through. Now, all of our trades are going in the direction of the main trend. Now, these are all personal, so sometimes I do take counter trend trades. These trades were never meant to necessarily be curated towards you, but strictly towards how I'm trading, when I'm trading, what opportunities I'm taking, rather than not being considerate of what time you have available, making sure that. But aside from that, we do go through, we take our trades, and we do have our fair share of winners, fair share of losers. We average just about a 50% win rate when we do look at all of our trades. So for the first week, from the 3rd to the 8th, we took 8 trades, and they basically just ended about 37.5% win rate, 3 wins, 5 losses. Now, a lot of people are going to look at this and think, man, it doesn't really add up. I took way more trades, and a few of them only turned on the losses. How can I increase my wins? But we have to look at other important factors. One of the most important factors is, what is the risk to reward value that has been gained when we look at it. So here we can see that we gained about 4.95 R. So if we took a 1% risk for all of our trades, we want to end up coming out with 4.95%. If we took a 2% risk, we would have had about an 8, call it 9R something win rate. Sorry, a 9R return, right? So even one of the lesser factors to look at, one thing that's also important but not as much, is that we gained 73.7 pips, right? So still good. It's a mild movement week, as we described there. We go through next week and we go through and we take some trades. There we do have our winnings. So there we come through 4.85 R. And it's these type of things that really help put us in the positive direction. Having a strong risk to reward rate on our trades, averaging, how are these panning out? And so we do come through, we take our losses, we take our fair share losses. That one is followed up here, where we try to retract for it, or here, comes down, goes back to the loss, ends up losing 3 pips, negative 1 R, and just like this. here we do come through and we do mark off that we do have an option at the 127 and the 161. The reason I go for the 161 is because I want a decent risk to reward on the trade. That is by far one of my highest standards, that I need a good risk to reward return. And that is just a good idea why everybody needs to apply something like this. If you ever see the videos in the free trading package, which I do recommend, you should get access to it as soon as you can, because I will be removing that, changing the structure of a few things as my life progresses, as we go to new stages. So here we do have the setup for the 127, 161, and then I do mention it, everything right here. So a pending order at the 161, stop loss is placed just above the interacting candle high to the left, which is about just 10 pips. Now from there, we do see that we did get the rejection of the 1.27 level, and price came through. Now, I did take this trade personally. If you do check the channel, we do go through and we covered this setup here exactly, that we had something that was sent, something else that was taken personally, and then basically the Discord never got to capitalize on that idea, right? So those type of things happen. I do not count it if I profit from it, but the Discord does not. Everything else is going to be accounted for. Everything with the open has a close, right? So there we entered a position for positive 9 pips when it closed out there. We were targeting about 34 pips and about 5R in this case, which some trades close like this. Not every trade is going to be a full-on winner. Some of them are going to close break even and things just like that. So just be updated with the analysis and how do we progress from there. So even just a setup like this, pretty clean setup. We have a nice resistance, but what do we think happens? We end up taking this trade and we get stopped out not too long after, negative 1R, negative 13.7 pips, comes back for another setup with that 30-minute close to show us that sellers were coming back into the market and that we could look to capitalize on this. So there we take our trade 4.58R on the setup. So taking the same trade idea with a new stop loss with 4.58R, and we come through with the support. Price did go much lower, but that is completely fine. You won't always capitalize on the entire move. Get that idea out of your head. You're just there for the range. Remember, we look at these from the higher time frame, the daily, the weekly, so we can get a piece of the larger move as it's taking place. Same thing here, break above the support, which I do just show in a bit. There you go. So we're at a support and we're looking to break above to at least go back to the resistance that we have there in a counter trend retracement. So it is a temporary bullish GU long trade. You can see a lot of the momentum from the downside, correlation, and we would expect pullback. Now from there, this one was recently covered on the channel. A lot of the trades you will see here today will be posted in the coming days and within the next week, next 2 weeks, as I do get through them. But you'll see this one has been shared where we do come near to our take profit area, just about 7 pips if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we're only floating 7 pips from the target. Price came back down for the crash and we ended up losing. Still for that week, 8 trades, 3 wins, 5 losses, just like the last week, as I mentioned there. And we do come out for 5R this point in time, 5.73R and 21.9 pips. So one of the most important factors that you have to look at is just going to be the risk to reward return. What is the value there? And are we actually getting a positive number? Now, the pip count, a lot of people try to focus on that and want a high pip count or whatever the case. That is not necessarily going to be needed to make sure that you have a positive return. Because think about it, like you could go through, take 5 trades in a row of 1% risk at a 2 pip loss, and you would still be then at just a 0.73 R gain and still a positive risk to reward gain period. So it's just about considering what is the value of both of them, and you want to make sure that your account is just gaining in percentage rather than focusing on pips or focusing on dollar amounts or anything like that. focus on the risk to reward value. The risk to reward value and the win rate, very important information. If you've read the free trading guide that we put out, then you can basically see that when you have these two numbers, you can get a good estimate. You can get a good estimate for where you can improve and how you can go about doing that. Let's briefly go through the other sections there. So we have some other setups come through, and we do go through a bit of losses. We also have our fair share of wins with our setups, and all these do get sent over on Instagram and shared if you're not following already. The link is over there. The tag is over there on the left, scrolling by. Place it right there as well. And so, yeah, these are how these trades play out. We also have another few winners. We gain 4.47 R. So you got to remember, every time we lose 1 R. And every time we gain, we are aiming for at least 3 R generally. There are some 2 R setups that I end up taking. Here we have a nice 6.27 R position. Comes through. We did tighten our stop loss. In this case, sorry, these are 2 separate trades. This is the GN trade for 4.69 R, and then we come through for the dub on that one. We also take the GA trade, just like this, which is 6.27 R, and then this one comes out. We have still moving, and this price comes down quite a bit away, and we do end up closing it for just about 60 pips, 59.9 pips on the GA close. EN, same thing, pretty nice move. Shared over in the Discord, shared over on Instagram. And all of these will now just be shared publicly for everyone in this Discord. So if you do want to have access, make sure you check the link below. Just send me a message and we get right to that. But other than that, this is how that week closed from the 17th to the 22nd. 10 trades, 6 wins, 4 losses, 23 R gain for the week. And we have about 421 pips gained, 60% win rate. So see how we're balancing out. We're 37%, 37%, 60%. And I believe the last week is something we'll see just about next. And we went through, so take this into comparison. Even though we may have some small weeks, 4R gain, 5R gain, 20R gain. If we're losing weeks, we might lose 4R, might lose 5R. Something slight like this. But generally, when things add up over the average, we'll have smaller winners, smaller winners, and more valuable winners. Smaller losers and more valuable winners. These things will just add up over time, and that is part of your edge. What is your defined edge in the market that gives you an advantage over other traders, that puts the likelihood of success in your court, in your field? Okay, so that's how that is going. We must add that we have a not bad mention there, so it's light. We do come down for some other opportunities. We do take showing the wins and the losses. Look at that one. So this one, we do have a pretty nice setup for our candle view. Let me just share. So I'm taking this short setup on GJ for risk 1 for 3.75 with a stop loss of 25 pips, target of 95.3. Now the overall structure is to the downside. And so we're looking to see the actual structure here. You can see 4-hour structure is clearly to the downside here. And we go through, we see some lower low structure, pop right to the upside. We lost. Happens, but we move forward and we go on to other positions. Apart from that, let's just show. So this is how the week ended. Let's go up. This is how the week ended, where we took 9 trades for the week. 29, yeah. Took 9 trades, 2 wins, 7 losses. We lost 3.82 R and lost 65.9 pips for the week. And so let's just look at it a little closer here. So EG lost for -1 R, -5 pips. EG lost again, -1 R, -3 pips. EG lost again, so a third loss on this, 1R negative 7.2 pips. So the small, we haven't even lost a 10 pip degree in one of these trades yet. So the total loss here is still under 30 pips, probably under 25 pips as a total, but still a loss of 3R. Now, apart from that, we do another trade on EG, which results in positive 2.79R, which is really good. That helps offset our losses. We lost 3 of them, gained 2.79. So we're under just about, call it 3 point something R, 2.9, 2.1 R, 20 pips gained. So that 20 pips probably covers all of this. This is 3.2, then this is 8.2. So yeah, this 20 pips does cover, so that gives us positive pip gain, negative risk to reward gain. So we would still be negative in our account, but still a positive risk, a positive pip gain, which wouldn't really be good information for us. Apart from that, we go through on GJ with another loss, negative 19.8. GJ, another loss. GJ, another loss. GJ, another loss. GJ, another loss. That's about 4 or 5 losses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses on GJ. All those things add up, and then we come through GA, which we do have that winning trade. GA, we've seen the setup to the downside. Followed through like this. So we did have room for more profit. We were up about 60, 70 pips, but we ended up closing out a little closer. We can see we have about 24 pips there, 24.3 pips there, and we gained less than 1R on this. Overall, for the month, we did end up taking 35 trades, 14 wins, 21 losses, right? So you might think that's so poorly done. Our total risk to reward is, our total win rate is just 40%. So when we look at all of the work that we did, we put in 100% of effort. We only got 40% of successful activity through all of our work. But even out of that 40% win rate, we won 14 trades, lost 21, but gained 30R. So if we took a 1% risk on all of our trades, we would have gained 30%. If we took a 2% risk, we would have gained 60%. And so that's just how you look at the risk to reward ratio on your trade. If I'm risking 1% to gain 3, that's a risk to reward value of 1 to 3. We gained 451 pips, so another plus side. So even if you might think the pips have to, this has to add up to a minimum of $45 because it's 450 pips, that's not necessarily the case. You have to detach the definitive correlation between pips and percentage gain. It's not exactly correlated because it also depends on risk size and things just like that. But overall, 35 trades, 14 wins, 21 losses, 30R gain for the month, and plus 451 pips, 40% win rate. And so looking at both weeks combined, we gained about, what was last week? So this one's 30 and 458 pips. This one here, so 50 trades in total, we would have taken about 85 trades and total gain of about 91R, 40% win rate on last month, 50% win rate on the previous month before of August. So we'll see how we progress forward. We'll be sharing these now into the public Discord for everyone to have access to these. All pay attention to the, we can all pay attention to, this was the update during the week before the GN closed. So at that point in time, 200 pips, but we ended up changing that. We won this trade, I believe we won this GN trade, and then the week actually went down in the win rate. Just want to show real quick. One of our last trades, I'm not sure. We did pass by them though. This one here. GN, still active when I posted it, right? So this one ended up closing for negative 0.05 R, negative 2.5 pips, and this was the 5-minute time frame. So our RIN rate dropped a little from that little update that I had there, 2%. That's all fine. You can see how we balance things out and how things worked out. Like I did mention, if you do want access to these, do check the description and we will get straight to the business. We will be on top of our game. That being said, thank you for tuning in, traders. I will catch you in the next video. Thank you for tuning in. Do stay good on the charts.